course. Hello again. Welcome back to the last but not least session of this conference. And I have a pleasure to give a word to the reporters from the very fruitful and rich discussions that you have during, I believe, short time, but it is a productive one. And Dr. Helman will be the first who will say that what already is done.
Good afternoon. It's really nice to be here. Thank you for inviting. Special greetings to EU OSHA colleagues. Nice to see you all here in Riga. Yes, my name is Dr. Helman. I'm CEO of the Institute for Corporate Sustainability and Responsibility. So our session was about use of social media to reach the new audience, and we had two presentations. The first one was from Ms. Žanna Martinsone. She's the head of Cooperation Development Unit in State Labor Inspectorate of Latvia, and she provided research data from European labor inspectorates regarding use of social media, and it was interesting to find out that 39% of European labor inspectorates use some of social media, and most of them have more than one account. It means that most of them uses not, for example, only Facebook, which was the most popular social media among labor inspectorates, but also, for example, YouTube or Twitter or LinkedIn, SlideShare, and others. What was essential that research carried out in Europe showed that if social media are used, then inspectors are more perceived as advisors by both employers and employees. And it was also important that employers think that fulfilling requirements of OSH, it's important because it helps to maintain the reputation. It's not only because it helps to avoid fines by inspectorate, but it becomes more and more important regarding companies' reputation. One remark regarding use of social media by labor inspectorate was that not all labor inspectorates have equal understanding about the use of social media, and also the practice among inspectorates are quite different in Europe. The second very interesting presentation was by Mr. Max Lum from National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health of United States, and he focused more on social media, different applications and different social media tools, and how they can help to deliver the message and engage the public. So the most important thing is that we all now face with the challenge, and it's communication noise. Yeah, the challenge is how to cut through this communication noise. He mentioned that visual content becomes more and more important, and it helps more easily process the message, and visual content is more impactful. than the, for example, than the written text. As a great example of superheroes and visual content, Napo was mentioned. So Napo really is the man. And what Mr. Lum stressed was also the question about how to know if our social media activities really works. So, and here one of the answer, of course, for those who are familiar with social media are Google, which helps to find out where in the web is our content and how popular we are there. Also, different applications becomes more and more important. It helps, these applications helps to focus the message, and what is more important, different applications and social media in general helps to drive the search. It means that through these applications or through the content from our social media accounts, we actually promote our web resources. Maybe it could be strange for Latvian audience, but Mr. Lum also stressed the importance of Wikipedia, which at the first sight doesn't seem to be very important for at least Latvian audience. But I must say that during April in Latvia, and I think in maybe even in whole Europe, there is a marathon of Wikipedia with the aim to produce the new content for Wikipedia. So maybe for OSH experts, it's an opportunity to generate the content on OSH matters in Latvian and in other languages. Unfortunately, we hadn't chance to have long discussions about use of social media. Actually, the only thing which we maybe not even discussed, but which was said additionally to presentations was about experience in National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health and Latvian State Labor Inspectorate regarding motivation of staff and human resources dedicated to social media. And I think that I found out from both speakers that actually it's important to find persons who have personal motivation to be in social media, and as Mr. Lum mentioned, it's more easy to motivate young people, which loves social media and which loves to be there and provide the content. So yeah, if you have, it's all from my side. Thank you. If you have questions regarding our session, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Seems to me that it was a great and very in-depth discussion concerning the social media. And I used to have a little bit mixed feelings about the social media because, for example, the Ministry of Welfare in Latvia, maybe in comparison with the other countries, we have almost 12 domains. And of course, all the domains is very important, like a family, like a disability, like a health and safety. And once we count, if we just one per day convey all the messages, the people will be lost. And I believe that the other ministry also has a 10s and 20 messages. And it's a point concerning the social media, how to manage the stream also from the government side in order not to overwhelm the people.
If I'm not wrong, Mr. Lum mentioned that their organization has more than 10 different Twitter accounts dedicated to each of the branch, for example, construction and agriculture, etc. So it means that this content could be divided. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a point that it's not in general social media. It should be very targeted in order not to convey the wrong messages or overflow the channels. Yeah, that's a great idea. I believe that we should apply this for. Okay, thank you so much. That's a Helman. And right now I'd like to give a floor to Mrs. Žanna Martinsone, who is talking about the videos in raise awareness.
Okay. Dear ladies, gentlemen, dear colleagues. Okay, I will try to summarize in short review about our session, use of videos to raise awareness. And as you can see, most of you were there, but let me repeat main things. And we had two presenters. First one was Ivars Vanadziņš, and he presented the Occupational Safety and Health videos in Latvia from one company to national approach in a few years. And the main message how it starts was it starts according to employers and OSH specialists' suggestion for needs of free and attractive video films. And in end of 2012 was first OSH film afternoon, and where we presented Latvian companies' films and also OSH handbook films. This OSH handbook, it's Latvian-made product actually, and it's like a pocket guide, and this was some animation film, and it's also translated in English, in Lithuanian, and in Russian. It's acceptable, it's free, and it's you can use it. And how Latvians get new OSH films? One way is adopting from other countries, but there are some problems or some points that we need to take account. It's suitable film to understand its this context of this film and size and copyrights problems also. Otherwise, involving companies making videos for their own workers, of course with financial supporting. And in 2030 we had 6 applications, and in next year we had twice more, and 3 of them are accepted, and every year. And of course in Latvia we have special topics, needs videos for special topics, and in 2014 we have films about OSH for teachers and animation film about most common cases of accidents. And in this year we also planned 3 films. And about distribution, mostly in cases it's via YouTube account of State Labor Inspectorate, and also web-based tool, Filiem LV. Another video experience in Latvia, they have preparation of video lectures from seminars. These seminars are addressed to occupational experts, and usually there are limited participation. But you can see in statistics that this watches is twice and half times more through YouTube. And of course, to conclude all these things, how it's happened, In Latvia, this occupational videos development, we can say that videos has become so suitable and is developing further in future too. And many companies are doing video training for workers. It's already happened. And some OSH experts have specialized in video training for employees. And as Ivars said, effective and interesting OSH videos, it's effective prevention and information tool for everybody. And as I can agree, because, for example, this NAPO films, it's in our family, it works to children and to adults it's same way, and it's very good tool to use it. For example, it's like example. Second topic was done by Mr. Meyer, and it was videos as part of safety culture training. And Mr. Meyer is presenting Stora Enso story or experience. And Stora Enso is a packaging and biomaterials, wood products and paper company, and they have more than 27 employees around the world, and most of them in Europe. And they have the safety management system a lot of years, and they have the technical safety systems are well developed, but the next step is focusing on behavioral safety, the development of company safety culture. And they use these safety videos to build awareness of safety behaviors for individuals, for workers, and for all teams, because it's easy access, not longer than 10 minutes, and reduce needs for training and coherent message across the company. And it's possible to use on information screen and subtitle in many languages. Something happened? It doesn't work more.
Oh,
I broke.
I believe I'll put in my CV.
So stressed, so
I'm putting
how
rating.
very poor.
I still believe that I will be there. Oh,
Okay.
No way, no. It should be there. Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
It's more practical. I promise. Don't touch more. It's my almost last slide, and the best way the best thing was this experience of two movies, two videos. One is Money or Your Life, and what I wanted to say that it's very good if after a movie you can discuss with workers about this movie, and therefore it's very important to prepare these questions for discussing, and they have such kind of experience. I think we have to learn to take this experience in Latvia too. And as a movie was become a hero, first aid, and they use this movie also not only for training, but also like a reminder at daily safety meeting. And it's also a good way how to use the movies. And last slide. I wanted to say thank you, but I wanted to show our main persons.
You say it's not easy.
It's action. It's like you wake up and yes, thank you. It's last slide, and it's main persons of our session, and I wanted to show you. And good health is good business. Please remember that, and thank you for your attention. And all videos you can find in memory sticks, and you can check and see again all these videos. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Martinsone, about the... I believe that everybody will do that, because my belief is that if you have video, it's better than you have two paper sheets, because the people understand and feel better the videos, because and it's very important that people are now where they find, could be fined, and then thank you for everybody who do that.
Actually, I forgot, we had discussions about what kind of movies works better, with blood or not. And we decided, and we saw it at the morning, that it works very good with blood.
Yeah, this dog and this giraffe, it works excellently. I just have a doubt about the helmet when there's something heavy is on your back. It could be. Okay, the last but not least speaker, the reporter, will be Mrs. Lāsma Kozlova, who will say some words how they concerning the what?
Games to involve.
Wow.
Yes, thank you. I hope I won't need any assistance. Oh, works perfectly. Dear audience, I'm very happy to be here, and even more, I'm more happy to be able to report on yesterday's event. During all of yesterday, you were able to participate in games that are made to involve in occupational safety and health issues. And I will make and try to make a small summary of yesterday's games, so those of you who didn't have any chance to participate will participate now. So altogether we had 6 games that were presented yesterday. 3 of them are directly linked to occupational safety and health. One of them is more on positive emotion promotion. Yes, and 2 of them are linked to future adults, but I will talk about that later. Also, as for Žanna's things, also the summary on games will be are actually found already in the memory sticks of the conference. So let me start with the... Oh! Where should I point it? Maybe there? Or...
No,
it's there?
No, it's there. It's because you've been so brave and said that
it's too busy. It's too busy. It's been too busy.
Now maybe we just have a... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. So let me start again. The first game I would like to talk about will be from our Estonian colleagues, and it's called Busy Workers. It was developed during 2014 campaign Slips and Trips, and it teaches about the small things around the working environment, and it's suitable for employers, employees, and hopefully for young people too, because it's it is the biggest audience this game would like to address. And the idea is that you have to behave safely. If you drop something, you have to clean it up. And the time goes very fast, and if you drop something, you have to go back, pick it up, clean it up, and the time goes and your salary drops. And if you don't do everything in time, then you just don't go to the next level. The next game is also web-based. It's called Find the Risks at the Workplace. All in all, it has 84 pictures from real enterprises from different branches in Latvia. And here you can see an example where in this picture there are 4 risks identified that need to be identified. You can see that there are 2 already found. And if you find the risk, it will turn green, and if you need help, you can have an assistance also. So the amount of risks that can be found in one picture are up to 10, and it is available in Latvian online. The next one is all about making people feel better. It is an online application that gives meditation and breathing techniques and health tips. Available in Latvian and English online, but as I spoke to the developers, they are trying to, in the future, they hope that they will have different languages also. For now, they have already more than 7,000 unique users, and as you can see here, from a lot of different countries, in total 20. In this guide, you have to go online, then you have to write your name, select your gender, and then the icon, whether you're based on your gender, the icon will show what to do to feel better today, and maybe how to help your colleagues to feel better today. The next one is be safe at home, at school, and on the street. This game consists of a magnetic board with a specific environment. One magnetic board was a school, another one a street, and the third one was a home. And there is a possibility to make different situations using magnetic figures. For example, one is the child, another one is a mom or a bully or a dog. Well, anyway, a policeman can generate the situation, and then a child or a player is asked to describe the situation and what would you do to get out of it safely. And in case the child is maybe confused, maybe not the right answers or the safest answers are given, the policeman is very kind to explain and give the best advice in the situation. And here I'd like to say that all of the situations are evidence-based. Well, by meaning that all of the situations and the small magnetic figures and the environments are actually, you can see that they are real, that they are, for example, the street looks like Riga, or school looks like our school, so it's very, I don't know, everyday and very good. The next game is web-based, but it's also an environmental game. The idea for this game came from enterprises that they were willing to test their employees' knowledge on occupational safety and health, and unfortunately, children traumatism in Latvia is one of the highest in the European Union, so this game was developed based on these needs. Also, in this game, the situations and all of the squares are taken from real life, because most of the traumas are gotten by falling, by tripping, by slipping and getting into unneeded places. And this game is developed for children, and it's teaching the safe work methods. And the idea is to teach a child because it will be a future adult. And if you teach safe methods for a child, then hopefully and surely it will choose good and safe methods in his working life. The last game is the calculator of cost of an accident. It was developed in 2006 together with project partners from the Netherlands, and it calculates the direct and indirect costs of an accident. By that I mean it calculates not only the costs that are happening at the moment, but also for the costs for an ambulance to come or for another worker to go and bring the injured one to the hospital. And it concludes of 6 different steps. You have to fill in the information, and in the end, you will get a printout with the total costs of the accident. And this was the game where all of you could participate. We had this printout. I'm gonna need an organization. Yeah, please. We had this piece of paper with the situation written, and you could guess how much can this accident cost. It was a basic accident from the construction site with 6 workers involved. The bricks were being laid on the pavement, and no personal protective equipment was used, and no safety boots or nothing. One of the bricks fell on the worker's unprotected foot. The worker was injured. He broke an ankle and returned to work after 8 weeks after treatment and rehabilitation. We got something over 20 responses. And in this slide, you can see how much it costs. All in all, for indirect and direct costs, this exact occupational accident costs more than 18,000 euros. And the closest answer and the award goes to Dace Yakimova. She guessed. Yeah. Her answer was 19,736 euros. So thank you for participating. And in the present, she got the special Euro monet for for Latvian presidency. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I believe that was I can't say that, but it's the most attractive part, I believe, because the games is games all the time. They attract the people. That's the reason why they are games. But I believe that could be great to promote. I don't know how, because it's better to you know better how it's do. But it's better that in the shelves where's the circus, you know, the table game circus is there. The next will be this game. And it could be very important that the parents are choosing not the circus, but, for example, this game. And it could be the good way how to do that, because children enjoy that, I believe. Thank you again so much. And right now, thank you to the reporters. You could take your seats if you wish. And right now, we are on the final stage of our conference. And I would like to invite Mr. Gotor to come and say some words from the Commission. And I believe that you see that we are really in heart, the health and safety at work is really in the heart of the presidency. And the full room of the people who are looking till the very end of the conference. Because we know different conferences. Sometimes the second day in the afternoon is not so overcrowded, but here you just not easy to find a place. That means that Latvia is good at that.
Thank you very much. I think that you have taken the words out of my mouth, so my speech will be shorter. The first thing is that I have to say is that I don't need to use that, so you'll be able to relax. So that's that's good. The other thing is, of course, and being more seriously, is that I would like to really thank you very much. I would like to thank the Latvian presidency. But I would like to thank you very much, State Secretary Jan Zeme, and I would like to thank as well Rennes Lucis and all the colleagues from the Latvian Ministry and Labour Inspectorate, because I think that you have done a great job. And I think, well, I'm not the right person to judge because it's my first event on health and safety, but I have to tell you something a bit personal. When I saw the title of the conference, which is from the strategic framework towards effective implementation, that I understood. And then I read, OSH can be simple and entertaining. And that I understood, but I didn't believe. Now, I think that we have a proof that it can be entertaining. Simple, that's another story. But so we would like to thank you a lot for that. And really, you have managed, as you said, to bring together people from very different backgrounds, all very enthusiastic, all very active, all very dynamic, and all sharing a same goal, which is to improve the working conditions of workers in the European Union. So we have had two very distinct parts of the conference. The first one was more about information on our strategic framework and the importance about how to implement it. And the second one was more on the exchange of information and the more ludic part of the event. On the first one, of course, I will not repeat what Teresa said yesterday, because I think she was thorough and simple, which is quite difficult. It really shows that three things, I would say. The first thing is that the well-being of our fellow workers in Europe is a priority for the Commission. Not only for the Commission, of course, right? It is also for other institutions. We heard yesterday about the Committee of the Regions, about the Economic and Social Committee, about Parliament, etc., about Member States, of course. So that's the first thing. And we do it not only because we think it's very important to promote per se the health and safety of workers, but also because we are convinced that it is a driver for enhanced competitiveness in Europe, and also because it will contribute to the sustainability of our social protection systems, which are under heavy strain. So that would be the first point. The second point about the importance of this framework is that it requires the commitment of everyone. So it's not an endeavor which is just done in Brussels, or maybe I should say in Luxembourg to be more precise. It's an endeavor which is done on all the capitals of the European country. It's an endeavor which is carried out at every single workplace in the European Union. So it's very important that we keep this idea of jointness. That is to say, we need the right policies, we need the right legislation, we need the right implementation, we need the right information, etc., etc. So that would be the second point. And the third point is that we do believe, and not just because we are very optimistic, but because that's what happened with the previous framework, we do believe that the framework does have an impact. Last time round, for the previous framework from 2007-2012, we know that there were national strategies which were designed in all member states. And it's not just the design of the strategy, it's the process about how to design this strategy. The fact that national authorities, enforcement authorities had to meet with trade unions, with employers' associations, with entrepreneurs, etc., in order to come up with a holistic view about health and safety and work. So I think that for these three reasons, our framework, the current one, will have an impact. The second part was this morning. It was about the exchange of information. And again, I think that it was pretty fascinating to see that this can be entertaining. And I think that it is very important to share the different practices, and both at institutional and at company level, which show that health and safety of workers is an endeavor of each of us. I think that what we saw yesterday at the award ceremony, what we saw, the very different nature of the enterprise concerned. We had a prison, which one would have never thought, at least I would have never thought about this angle in the prison's work. We had small enterprises, we had big enterprises. And in reality, what we see there is that when we want to have innovative approaches, we can bring better conditions for workers wherever they work. So that was very interesting. And then what we have seen today in the different presentations, both in Europe and of course from our American friends, about how to use social media and how to use the existing, not just to invent new tools, but to use the existing ones in a clever manner. I think that this, of course, is very important and will bring a better condition for all of us. Of course, I should possibly, and I'll do it with great pleasure, distinguish the role of the agency in Bilbao. I think that they have a fundamental role. The presentation that we got yesterday from William about the survey on how this is impacting and how this is being implemented by companies at all levels and of all sizes is a fundamental piece of work. And I think that we'll have to come back to that very seriously. Not that yesterday it was not serious, but it was just a snapshot. Very seriously, because we need to have debates which are based on evidence insofar as possible. And I think that in the area of health and safety we have many a prioris which can drive us a bit, but we should not get rid of the a prioris, but confront our a prioris with the reality. And there, I think that the role of your agency, Krista, is fundamental. And of course, I should mention as well the OIRA, the online interactive risk assessment tool, which I think is being very useful for many people. That brings me to today. Today, apart from closing this conference that you will do in a second, Leva, it is the World Day of safety and health at work. And the title of the day, I think it's very telling. As you know, this year's theme is Join in Building a Culture of Prevention on Occupational Safety and Health. And I think that this word of culture is a fundamental one. What we need to bring is a cultural change and to be very aware that it's only through a culture of prevention that we will reach our goals. And when I say culture, I say it because I think it's pretty clear what our objectives are. is to raise the standards and to have improved working conditions for all the workers in the European Union, whether they work in the public sector, in the private sector, in big companies, in small companies. But it's also because I am convinced that in order to reach this goal, we'll have to use all the tools. And all the tools are pretty diverse, so we'll have to get the right mix. We will need, of course, legislation. And as Jesus told us yesterday, we are embarked in an evaluation of the current corpus legis in order to assess its effectiveness, its simplicity or non-simplicity, and that will guide us in a revamping of the legislation. And we shall not be shy about that. We will have to look at that. We will have to be bold in order to come up with new proposals, which on the one hand make this corpus legis more simple, but which on the other hand do not bring down the current standards of protection. But legislation is not the only tool, as we have seen it. If we have legislation which is not enforced, if we don't have the labor inspectorates applying the law, legislation is not enough. If we don't have the right culture, if we don't have the right means of informing and the awareness campaigns that you are carrying out today, it will not work. So I guess that what I like about the theme, the slogan for today's World Day on Health and Safety is the word culture, and I think that we should all think about that in order to have a holistic approach to this issue of health and safety. I will close my intervention now. I will be a bit pretentious, and I will mention the philosopher Schopenhauer, who says that health is not everything, but without health, everything is nothing. I don't think he was exaggerating. We all think about that, and we all think that when we have health, we don't think it's important, but when we are in a poor state of health, we see how important it is. So I think that this should be our guiding principle, and it should make us proud to know that we're working in an area where we can make a difference and where we can improve the health of our fellow workers. So thank you very much, and thanks again for a fantastic conference endeavor. Thank you.
We are already on this very important moment of the closing of the conference. Of course, like it's a common joke, I have a speech on 20 pages, but I will skip to. And yeah, I believe that I am not going to repeat what Mr. Gotor was saying, because I believe that summary was excellent. And I believe that everyone who has not been here for 1.5 days knows exactly what you are doing for this time. I just like to say 3 major things that come on my mind. And the first one is thank you to the social partners who've been there and who supported all the events, because it seems to me, and not just to me, that it's very important that all these bodies is created by the social partners, because the employers and the trade unions is the crucial point of that, because state could do a lot, but if the social partners are not involved, it doesn't work. And thank you them for supporting the state efforts for improving health and safety conditions. The second one, I'd like to say thanks to my colleagues guiding the presidency, because as you know, the 9th of March, the EPSCO passes or accept the Council conclusions on health and safety at work. And like some of my colleagues remind me, it's not been done since almost 5 years. And it means that it's a very important event to raise the political awareness about the importance. And one of the things that was mentioned by my colleagues in the working groups, that it wasn't so easy because time is changing. Crisis is done a lot in our countries. And for these reasons, our member states has different views on how to proceed, but we see that from traditional risks that we have before, right now the stress and stress-related diseases become on the front of the policies. And the major thing is that we are not in good position to cope with that, because the stress is like a enemy who didn't see. They are all around in our everyday life, and I just call in my mind, I've been in the conference on mental health, and all the people are talking about the employment and mental health. They say that unfortunately this problem is rising on the speed of 10% per 10 years. It means that our health has not become better. That means that our future is to cope with this invisible enemy more than the hazards that we know before. And the last one that I like to say it's that this conference, and thank you to the Labour Inspectorate, and of course we do something else, of course the Ministry was going to help, but I don't believe that if the Mr. Lucy's are not invented so great title, and it can be so great success, but I believe that next success is to go on the streets and put this message or give this message to more and more people. And this end, again, thank you, Commission, for the financial and substantial support for this event. And thank you, my colleagues in the Ministry and in the State Labour Inspectorate, and especially to the Žanna Martinsone. I believe that it will never stop because Linda is the person, I believe, I don't know how we are going to survive without she. And thank you to our translators. It was a hard job with a very hard terminology, I believe, and I believe that it wasn't easy, but thank you a lot, and I hear that you do a wonderful job. And yeah, take it seriously. Fortunately, our meteorologists announced the red alert stage. It will be the heavy rain in the afternoon. It means really heavy rain with the wind. And take care on that, if those who are staying here, but you should do that. And last but not least, the evaluation forms. You will find the evaluation forms on your seats. Please, everybody brings the forms. And I see that some people are not doing that. I believe that they already fill out. And please do that. It's not so. It's just a 2 sheets of paper. And its award will be the lunch in the same place where you have a coffee break. And you are welcome for the lunch. And have a nice stay in Riga, despite of weather. And see you next time, turning back to our wonderful city without the rain. Thank you, and have a nice or safe trip back.